We wanted to honor the families and tell the story that they were here, they existed, they lived here, they contributed, they're part of San Benito's history. And if you don't know your history, what is the point? Welcome to our Callandret Black History Museum. We're so glad you're here.
We're thrilled to be here.
There's a place in San Benito bursting at the seams with history, where culture and family legacy is etched along the walls, waiting to be discovered. A place unlike any other in the Rio Grande Valley. Let's take care of the elephant in the room first. I mentioned to 3 lifelong native Texans, we were coming here to do the Black History Museum, and they said, have to be mistaken. You mean the Latino Museum, the Hispanic Museum? Why is there this misconception that there are very, very few black people in the Rio Grande Valley?
Well, because there are very few, but there were a lot more. So part of our reason for creating this museum was to educate people about segregation, about integration, about the history of San Benito.
Sandra Tumberlinson and Tootie Madden work for the San Benito Historical Society, and they are the brains behind the first museum dedicated to African American culture in the Rio Grande Valley. Named after a Louisiana native who relocated in the early 1900s, the Joe Callandret Black History Museum is built on land donated by Joe's wife to the San Benito School District back in 1948.
They had a colored school, that's what they called them, and it was on Callandret land, really close by. It was a wooden building, so it blew away in the hurricane of '33.
After Joe died?
After Joe died, Fannie gave some land that was theirs to the San Benito School District for the special purpose of building a school for black children.
A portion of the museum is a dedicated recreation of that one-room school where so many African American kids got their education. Kids just like Lonnie Davis.
I was born on the next street over, and I had older cousins that was going to the Callandret school, and I'd always want to tag along, so consequently at 4 years old, I was enrolled at the Callandret school.
Lonnie is one of the few people still in San Benito who went to the Callandret school, and Sandra and Tootie were quick to turn to him to help bring this museum to life.
I got a phone call one day to come down and listen to their ideas on putting this together, and I don't know whether it was the best day or the worst day of my life. Since inception, these 2 ladies have moved me around like a robot.
He has been so helpful because he's honest, we're honest with him, and he's honest with us. He likes being told what to do by a bunch of women, so he does really, really well.
That's where I was born.
He grew up here, so he knew these other families, so he could tell me who's related to who and how they're related, things like that.
So Lonnie, who are all these people on the wall?
Well, I'll have to show you this handsome devil first. Right here.
This must be you.
That's Lonnie Davis.
I would have known you anywhere.
And this is my grandmother, my Aunt Essie, and that's my grandfather up on top there.
Photos and family trees line the walls of the museum, showcasing the lives that were changed by this small school. The education given here would become the foundation for their future, and Lonnie will always remember using what he learned to help one very special person, his grandmother.
She says, Junior, do you know what it's like to live in a world when you can't recognize your name? And it was the first time that I ever really realized that my grandmother couldn't read and write. And so she said, I want you to teach me how to write my name. And I said, okay, Big Mama, I'll do that. He was a great student, and we were on the kitchen table, and I taught her how to print her name, Marydavvis. And she did it over and over again. And one day, someone asked her to sign her name, and that was the most beautiful day of my life when she actually got to write her name. Still, I tear up every time I think about that.
The Joe Callandret Black History Museum isn't very big. You won't get lost in a labyrinth of hallways, but you may find yourself caught up in the stories that are told here. And for Tootie, Sandra, and Lonnie, that's what it's all about. Why is this place, this project, important?
We need to tell people's stories. If they were here, their story needs to be told. And because this is such a small community of Black people, and there may be 3 families left in town, and they only have 1 person in each family left. So it's very important to recognize that they were here, they contributed, and their story needs to be told.
I love that story.
Me too, and we've got plenty more where that came from.
Just click on the subscribe button and keep traveling with us.